insider Steve Knopper reveals the dark tech secrets behind scalping. And he's also got some U2 tickets to unload if you're interested. Plus, find out why some folks have decided to throw away their VCRs and their TiVos. And we promise it has nothing to do with Desperate Housewives. Seriously. And we'll take advantage of the motion sensor inside your $3,000 PowerBook to play some free video games. Work? What's that? Now get ready for the program that knows that skinny guys fight till they're burger. It's Attack of the Show.
Big up on this.
No, please do not do that.
Oh, you want me to rock out? All right, fair enough. I get yelled at whenever I try to air drums or guitar. It doesn't really matter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Attack of the Show.
That's right. Big news.
Oh,
what?
go ahead
I'm
now.
excited about this.
But you should be. You should be. It's a boy.
I got my PowerBook.
Oh,
yes.
What are you going to name him?
I don't know. I haven't decided
her?
yet.
He or she? I don't know.
It's probably a her.
All my computers at home are feminine.
You can't be calling like your dude like.
You know, be like, hey, thanks, Steve.
Yeah,
like, no. Great job with that download.
Yeah, it's cool though. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really liking Tiger.
And what possessed you to do it? Are you just fed up with Windows, or are you just ready for something new?
Yeah, it's one of those things that where I don't know. I've been using Windows for so long. I feel like I've kind of done everything with it.
Right.
There's so much that you can do. So many new applications to explore with OS 10. It's great for like head hailing, which is like they have this great application for brainstorming, which is really cool.
Head hailing?
Yeah, you haven't heard of that?
No.
It's really cool. I'll have to show it to you later.
All right.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm excited.
I figured that sounded like a term on the list with like right below Rusty Trombone and right above the Tony Danza, the head hail. No? All right, fair enough. Sarah, are you switching to Mac anytime soon?
No. I've never had a Mac, and I don't think I will soon.
No desire? The beautiful OS X isn't just doing it for you? Or?
It's doing it. I just, I've got a Dell laptop. It'll work.
See, she's happy.
Yeah, but Dell pays her to say that.
Oh, that's true.
No,
That's not
I'm
true.
I'm kidding.
So what's up, Sarah? Anything cool
damn
on
good
today?
website today for if any of you need a new cell phone, and there's so many plans, and it's hard to know where to even start with carriers and packages and all that stuff. A really good website that'll help you make a smart purchase.
Very nice. Very nice. I was thinking of switching myself, but there's no phones and there's no service that has me excited. There's just none.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Apple Switch.
Oh, no. Lord, no. I don't know.
Why? It's not that bad.
I don't know what I can do on my Mac that I can't on my PC yet. Some people will say, well the video editing's better, or this is better, and that's better.
Well, you play the games a lot, though, too.
I'm a big gamer.
That's a big
thing.
Yeah.
That's my little niche.
That's right.
Some of the joysticks. I don't know. All right.
Remember that joystick intro? That
was horrible. All right. Now, do you remember KongIsKing.net? It was the behind-the-scenes blog by Peter Jackson for the new King Kong movie.
Yeah.
Well, there's been one for the new Superman movie, but we just haven't talked about it yet. Until now, we figured we better tell you about it. The director has at bluetights.net, which isn't the coolest sounding domain name in the world. It's kind of like mantis.org. But if you go to bluetights.net, you'll see the guys.
It's pretty bad.
It really is. But it's an online journal, and what's really great was that the update today is a video that you must check out. It will show you a little behind the scenes of the flying special effects.
Nice.
So you get to see what it looks like.
That's cool.
When he's flying around, and they show you how they do it.
That was the biggest thing I was worried about in the movie.
Right.
You know, I'm like, is the flying going to be kind of cheesy? You know,
it's from what I've seen so far, even in this early stage, it looks 10 times better than the Matrix flying.
Excellent.
So everybody should go check it out. Bluetights.net.
Very cool. Now, Google has announced something new.
Yes.
It's the Google Web Accelerator.
One step closer to taking over the world.
That's right. It's in beta right now and actually works on IE and Firefox. It's pretty cool, though. It works like caching. So it goes out and prefetches some of the pages for you that it believes that you're going to browse to.
Right.
And it speeds things up behind the scenes when you're really not, if you're like standing still at a page, it'll go out and do all that caching for you.
It's like they're the middleman for you.
Right.
I want to go here. They go grab the pages and bring them to you?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I like it, but there's some privacy concerns right now about like certain information being cached that shouldn't be.
Right. Well, they say that they don't cache any pages that are like SSL. They don't do any of that, so it's all non-secure pages. They don't keep any data.
Yeah, they don't send your cookies out to anybody else or anything like that.
Right. Who knows? That may change in the future. But my thing was, like, I think it all depends on your browsing habits. They say that it's not going to accelerate it much if you're on dial-up, which is odd.
That's weird, because all accelerators up to this point have always been for dial-up users.
Only.
It compresses the images and things like that. And
Google's like, hey, we're all about the broadband user only. I downloaded it. I browsed with it all day, and it saved me 0.3 seconds.
Nice.
It actually tells you how much time you're saving, and my little bar graph was like this, And I was like, I guess, because, when
our internet sucks so bad here, it's like we're on dial-up.
But that's why I thought it would help, because it does suck so bad. But I think it's more about your browsing habits. Like, I go to a site, I generally know where I want to click, and I want to watch my one page. I'm not waiting an hour and then going, oh, here.
Right.
I think it has to do with that.
Yes.
But
we need to get a faster net connection here. We have, like, cable modem for like 200 people.
Carrier pigeons from now on.
That's pretty bad.
That's how we're going to carry it out. All right.
That's right.
Finally, this is one of the cooler art projects I've seen in a while. It's the Kronos projector, and it's an interactive art installation. So here's their webpage. It's at the University of Tokyo. Basically, it lets you touch the image of a video to manipulate the time. So here's their explanation of it. Here we can see the ordinary video. The woman's turning her head, right?
Right.
Now here's how it looks in the space. So the front where the image is the end of the video, and the back is, or rather the beginning, and the back is kind of the end.
Right.
So when you put it all together, you have a screen that, when touched, will play back the video at a different point in time.
Crazy.
So it really creates some weird effects, but later on in the video, which you should all check out on their site, it shows you how to make it look like, it has two people riding a bicycle, and they're like, well, look, if I touch the screen here...
So how is this doing this exactly?
They have
how many projectors is it? Is it like different projectors?
It's just one projector shooting the image towards the screen, from the back, and then it's got these little, like, IR-ish sensors that are looking...
sense for your hand.
Yeah, it actually goes off the shading of the screen. So when you push it in, it notices the light changing.
Gotcha.
And then, like, interpolates off that.
That's really cool. I like that. You're into this kind of stuff, though.
I'm really into this stuff.
I know you like these kind of art project type stuff.
Everybody should definitely check it out. It's the Kronos projector. We'll put a link in our show notes, of course. Really, really interesting stuff. I don't know what it's useful for necessarily, but it's cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, you have a similar, like, really cool art project you got to bring on here when you get that thing done.
Yeah, it's never going to get done. Why? It's just never going to get done.
We'll have to talk about it.
I'll get around to it later. All right.
And, of course, we are taking your calls today. The number is 800-839-7880, and you can email us. Of course, we have a web form.
Yes.
At g4tv.com/askaots.
And you can chat with us in our IRC chat room, too. Just point your browser to chat.g4tv.com, and all callers on today's show will get a copy of Star Wars Galaxies Total Experience to play in our Rage of the Wookiees LAN party in June. You're going to be dressed as a Wookiee for that, which is awesome. I'm so excited for that.
I didn't hear about that.
You didn't get the memo?
No.
Oh, I got it. I'll bring it to you later. Yeah. Kevin Rose has a
We'll have
Wookiee.
to talk to management about that one.
Speaking of the LAN party, in today's, we're playing Star Wars Galaxies. So if you're a lover or just new to the Intrepid server, you can chat with our little game guest today. It's the host of Filter. It's the unfiltered beauty, Diane Mazzota. Hi, Diane.
Hi.
Aw, she's chatting it up. But if you're a fighter, we've got a special hunt event going on with one of the strongest guilds on the Intrepid server, the New Republic. So all the details are on our website. Go there, get them, enjoy, play along, and good luck with the fanboys, Diane. We will chat with you a little later in the show.
Yes.
Excellent. Coming up, who knew you could play video games on a Mac? You can, right?
Yeah.
All right, we've got a PowerBook trick that might bring gamers to the Apple side. Maybe.
All right, besides the release of Tiger, there is yet another reason to get yourself a PowerBook.
Please, enlighten me, enlighten me.
It is called the built-in sudden motion sensor. It's actually an accelerometer. Have you heard of this?
Wow, that sounds like a feature and a half.
No, it's really cool. It's in the PowerBooks. It's built onto the logic board. It's basically 3 plates. So picture 3 plates that are inside the board, and it senses which way the center plate will kind of tilt based on which way that you're tilting the notebook.
Okay.
This is actually used, so the main primary reason that they put this in there from Apple is that if you drop your notebook or you're about to drop it, it'll sense that you're dropping it, it'll lock the hard drive so your data doesn't get corrupted.
So the computer goes, oh, shit!
And it looks up.
Yeah, okay, and then it hits the ground, and hopefully it doesn't break.
Yes, hopefully. So it works quite well, but some people have kind of course, hacked it and come up with some other ways to use it.
So this feature isn't being exploited by Apple as some other thing. This is what you're about to show us is somebody's hack.
This is somebody's hack.
Oh,
definitely.
great.
Okay, so take a look at it there. The program is called AMS2HID, and it allows you to control What? What's wrong with that?
It's, just okay.
Apple motion sensor to HID.
Just
which
tilt
is,
the laptop.
Okay, tilting the laptop, it allows you to control your mouse or keyboard. And take a look at you can actually see the scan out of the screen right
very
now.
Nice.
And based on which way I'm turning it, it actually is turning the windows and sensing the direction in which I'm tilting the laptop.
Now, it's actually moving the window behind that main window. Why is it?
Right. The main window behind it is set up so that no matter which way you turn your laptop, it'll always remain upright.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
So let me give you an example of actually a game. Here, I'll pull one up here, and how you can actually make it act just like the mouse or the keyboard. This is Neverball.
Okay.
And we'll go retry level right here. Click to begin. Now, basically, this will work by pushing, up, back, left, right. But we're going to tilt the laptop, and you can see when I tilt it forwards, it moves forwards.
Nice.
And then when I go back, so it's all based on the way that I'm tilting the laptop.
So it's just
cool?
so this hack is just remapping basically that tilt sensor to up, down, left, right.
Exactly.
It's saying, okay, this is where it's being tilted, so do it. Is this good for your laptop? Can this wreck the hard drive at all?
I guess it would probably lock up the hard drive if you're doing something like too hardcore.
Right. If you're playing Shake the Baby, the Flash game, chances are your computer's going to
But it's fun. It's fun to play around with, and it's fun. Actually, one of my favorite hacks for this has to be the iTunes hack. So if you want to change songs, you can just slap your laptop, and it'll change the songs for you. This isn't my laptop.
That's right.
I wouldn't never slap it like that.
Are you going to slap your laptop like that?
No,
Never. Never.
I don't do that. But it works. It actually changes the songs, and you can, it's fun. It's something fun to play with. You can also use it with racing games. If you happen to be into like any racing or flying games, you could use that as well. Here's actually a game that we were playing with it earlier.
So literally anything. I mean, if you even wanted to scroll a web page or to, play a game of solitaire or do anything like that, you could probably do it.
Solitaire would work though.
You couldn't move the mouse.
Well, I
and,
guess you
tell it to
could,
be
but
the
then
mouse?
you'd have to. It would be.
I'm not saying you'd want to.
Do they even have solitaire on the Mac?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sure they do. Anyway, the program is AMS2HID, and it doesn't work with Tiger just yet. But we've come up with kind of an easy workaround, so you can get all the links and all the stuff we just talked about, including the Tiger workaround in today's show notes.
Very nice. Thanks for that. Still ahead, the Star Wars Galaxies LAN party will make all those hours spent practicing lightsaber moves pay off. And Rolling Stone's Steve Knopper will take you inside the mind of a ticket scalper. It's dirty, Kevin. Oh, it's dirty. All right, ticket scalping has always been a nuisance, but now with modern technology, it's gone to the next level, sadly. And with us is Rolling Stone's Steve Knopper to clue us in on how these ticket scalpers are plying their dirty little trade. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so now tell me, how big of a deal is the ticket scalping these days?
It's very serious. There's a lot of frustrated fans out there. There's people from, U2 is kind of the obvious one, but small club shows like Nine Inch Nails or Weezer or Audioslave, when there's a high-demand show with low supply, fans are they go to the on-sale dates at 10 a.m. on a Saturday.
Right.
They get shut out, and suddenly the scalpers have hundreds of these tickets, and they can't figure out why.
And in the end, it's the fan being hurt because they're the ones who actually want to see the show. The scalpers could care less, right? They're just there for the markup?
Pretty much, but it is capitalism. So, some fans think it's a convenience. So if they can't get the tickets from Ticketmaster early on, if they want to spend 5 times that much...
Some guy's like, I'm not
later,
sitting in the gutter for 5 hours before the sale starts.
They know they can always
I'll
get
buy
a
it
ticket
later.
that way. So it's kind of a funky way of capitalism.
That's great. Now, what happened with U2? You said there was a big deal with U2 earlier on this year.
Yeah, earlier this year, U2 tried to get around it. They tried to sell tickets earlier as a pre-sale to their own fan club, and fans paid $40 to get in the fan club. But what they didn't know, first of all, they didn't put enough tickets on sale, and secondly, scalpers joined the fan clubs.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
scalpers are smart, and they're fast and quick and tech savvy these days, and anything the fans can do, anything the bands do to get around them, they get around that.
Well, now, how tech savvy are they? I mean, are there new technologies? Are they using technology for them now, or is it working against them?
Well, sort of. It's kind of a cat and mouse game.
Right.
There's Ticketmaster.com. If you've ever bought a ticket there, in order to prevent you from loading that page 100 times in 1 second to get a ton of tickets,
right,
you have to plug in a secret word into a box that they give you, and that slows you down. But now scalpers and ticket brokers use this software to sort of overcome that plugs in the word automatically. It's this character recognition software.
Right. So it's some sort of OCR. It's going and saying, okay, those are the letters, boom, and they type it in for you.
That's exactly it. So you have, you're trying to get on, at 10 a.m. on a Saturday to buy your Bruce Springsteen ticket, and scalpers have these bots that are doing this, thousands and thousands of times. You don't have a chance.
Right. Now, I've seen, I just bought some tickets today, actually, and, the words were very distorted, and they were kind of twisted, and there was a psychedelic pattern in the background. It was even hard for me to figure out what some of the letters were.
Right.
But is the technology at a point now where it can still get past that? It can still figure it out?
Pretty much. I mean, my understanding, I've heard that it works from 10 to 40% of the time, but that's still a lot. If you do it 1 million times, that's still,
right.
however
Still
much
allow them to get a whole row of tickets and sell them for twice the price. It's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now, so you two did the fan club thing. Are there other things that performers are doing to stop
there's
this?
different things. I mean, Springsteen is one example. He's got this small tour of small lecture halls that's going out right now. And in order for the best seats in the house in those shows, they can't do it for all the seats, but for the best seats, you actually have to show up in person with your ID, get a wristband, and that's the only way you can get into the show. So if you bought the ticket, you actually have to go in and pick it up.
Right.
So that blocks.
And you can have 10,000 different fake mustaches, but chances are they're going to catch on and say, okay, you're scalping these.
But the problem is that you can't do that with all the shows. I mean, if you two tried to do that at a basketball arena, then you'd have thousands of people descending on the will call booth, and that it's impractical in a lot of ways.
And isn't that too much? Is that too much inconvenience on the part of the fan, the person who just wants to see it, or no?
Inconvenience as far as picking up the wristband?
Yeah, making sure that they have to be there, wait in another line, get the wristband.
I think most fans understand, so they're okay with it on a small scale, like the Springsteen example. But yeah, I think that if it was too big a scale, too big a show, and I don't think that the concert industry could do this on a wide basis.
Right. Now, is there any way to get the scalpers? I mean, is that the root of the problem? I mean, I know it's illegal in some states. It's legal elsewhere. Is that true? I mean,
that's true. It's illegal in, I think, 16 states, including New York and New Jersey, but it is legal elsewhere. And, scalpers, there's this one broker site called ticketsnow.com, and they're out of Illinois where it is legal. And so their argument is, it doesn't matter if we buy tickets in New Jersey where it's illegal. We're based in Illinois, so you can't prosecute us. So, there's still some legal things that have to be worked out. There's some aggressive...
See, I tried that approach with a buddy in Amsterdam, and I still got busted. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, so why... No, I'm just... is there any way to stop these guys, though? Is there some way to say, well, I don't care where you are, your practice is illegal here where my concert is, or does that not hold up?
Well, there's a lot of people trying different things. The Attorney General of New Jersey, the Attorney General of New York are very aggressive, and they've got these big $5 million labs that they say they're going to use to go after scalpers in addition to the rest of the online fraud issue. It's capitalism. Wow. So people can, if I can buy a ticket online, if I can sell it to my friend for $50 extra and make some money and pay for my ticket, why can't a scalper do that 100 times?
That's true. That is true. Any advice for ticket buyers out there? I mean, is there anything we can do to avoid this, or to... I
mean, there's a couple of things. One is go see shows that aren't as popular.
Oh, gotcha.
That's one way of doing it. But other things, just go 10 a.m. on Saturday and just reload all the time, and know that if you can't get a ticket, then you
better get a second job.
Yeah. Well, right. Exactly. Spend 4 times as much and go to a scalper.
Fair enough. Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Excellent advice. For more info on Steve Knopper, just check out knops.com. Excellent URL. Don't go because the feed has some delightful tales of corporate greed. That's special. You want to see it. And we'll check in on the attack of the show LAN party quicker than you can make the Kessel run. Welcome back. We'll be showing you how to make BitTorrent work even harder. Plus, if you need a cocktail made of Red Bull and Amazonian fire ants just to wake up in the morning, then you need a better alarm clock. Or you're Keith Richards, in which case we're flattered that you watch our show. Thanks, Keith. Now, today, of course, we're entering that hive of scum and villainy known as the Attack of the Show LAN party. All right, the game is Star Wars Galaxies, and the guest today from G4's own Filter is Diane Mazzota. Thanks for joining us, Diane.
Thank you for having me.
So first off, let's talk about what happened in New York. I completely trounced you in Katamari Damacy about a month or so ago, and
Yeah, that's true. Okay, it was embarrassing.
But you're a big fan of the games.
I'm a huge fan, but it doesn't mean I'm like gonna, be super game guy.
This is true. You want to just touch once more to make Brendan jealous because he's not here? Thank you. All right, let's get to the filter.
Oh, Brendan's not here?
No, he's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Nobody told me that.
Don't look so disappointed.
Just kidding.
What's coming up for the filter? What are the next topics?
We've got some great topics coming up. Next is the greatest inventions for the gaming generation.
Ooh.
Top 10 list of that. Which my personal favorite has got to be the TiVo. Huge fan of TiVo.
Gotcha.
Huge, tremendous fan. And then
do you have the season pass? Do you pay the monthly, or do you got the lifetime thing? Or
I pay monthly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Just making sure.
With DirecTV, got my HD TiVo all set up.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that's my personal favorite. And then we have a list of the top 10 favorite Star Wars characters.
Ooh.
Yes. Who's your favorite?
I'm gonna go with Leia. It's the slave thing that kind of did it for me. I mean, I don't. Or the Cinnabon in the hair. I don't know.
Gold bikini.
Is that heated? I mean, how do you do a top 10 list with something that has so many fanboys like that? I mean, are you?
I don't know. We're going to see. So we want everyone to go to the forums and tell us what their favorite characters are.
You're encouraging that kind of behavior?
Totally.
Oh.
Vader. It's Vader. It's all about Vader. That's all I have to say.
Is that your favorite? You're a Vader? All right, fair enough. Now, E3's coming up.
Yes.
Like you said, you are a fan of the game. Katamari Damacy 2 will be there.
Yes.
You love the Katamari.
I'm very excited about that.
Do you have any plans other than, being stalker of the Namco booth?
No, that's my number one plan. Just kidding. No, I'm going to be going around E3. We're going to be telling the viewers what's hot, what's not, so you can log on again to our forums and tell us what you want to see at E3 and, what you're looking forward to, like the next-gen consoles or booth babes,
I have a feeling that's going to be the latter there. As excited people are for Xbox 360, I think they'd rather see Xbox 34 double D.
That's a toss-up.
Yeah,
but, and then I'm going to have a camera crew following me around, and we're going to maybe just kind of see what happens.
Very nice. So you're taking the ideas right from the forums, people's opinions, what they want to see, and you're going to deliver it.
Totally, yeah. So let us know what you want to see, and we will bring it to you.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to the dancing. I see you've got the storm going on there on the stage.
Party.
So I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Diane, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. As always, be sure to catch the best inventions of the gamer generation episode of Filter Monday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. And now, someone ring a bell, because the feed is in session.
Former Vice President Al Gore will receive a Webby Lifetime Achievement Award for his contributions to the development of the Internet. Although Gore was criticized when he apparently took credit for inventing the Internet in a past interview, the Webby organizers hope this award will set the record straight and acknowledge the undeniable assistance that Gore gave the web's growth during his career as congressman, senator, and vice president. Gore claims he's just happy to be nominated, which is the same line he tried to use way back in 2000. Unfortunately, winning this award now means that Gore's next project is doomed to bomb at the box office. Can't win them all. Moving on now, the iPod Shuffle may be the smallest of the iPods, but its effect has been huge. In just 6 months since the launch, the little player has apparently gobbled up 58% of the Flash player market. Combine this with the huge portion of the market already dominated by regular iPods, and Apple now commands roughly 90% of the hard disk player market. If you can name anyone in the remaining 10%, odds are you work for them. Naturally, CEO Steve Jobs is quick to point out that Apple has many new products on the horizon. This is all far from over. Now, in a bold move, Microsoft has just expanded its Windows Genuine Advantage program, so it now rewards people who, quote, unknowingly, unquote, purchased counterfeit versions of Windows XP. Yeah, Microsoft will actually give you a genuine copy of the operating system absolutely free. And by free, of course, we mean complete with one soul-destroying catch. In order to claim your legit copy of XP, you have to file a report on whoever sold you the bootleg copy. Then those people get a nice visit from Windows KGB, a secret organization that has sworn absolute loyalty to Gates and are rumored to be mass-produced clones of Steve Ballmer. Now, the UK's BBC Radio recently asked its listeners to pick the greatest technical innovation ever. Well, actually, they asked for the greatest technical innovation since 1800, thus disqualifying the wheel, fire, saber-tooth, tiger leg bones, and the Nintendo Game Squire. Those were out. So what did they choose? A whopping 59% of the listeners chose the bicycle, beating out the transistor, the computer, nuclear power, and, ironically, the radio. The listeners cited the bicycle's simplicity of design and universal use as the deciding factors. Not surprisingly, the toothbrush and dental floss did not make the list. This was England, after all. Oh, we tease because we love you, England, and that's today's feed. Bugger off!
Oh, man, way to upset a nation.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It happens.
It does.
I'm a little mad that you have to actually turn in people to get your free copy of Windows XP.
I'm so bummed I have to write an Instagram about you now, but I will.
I didn't give you a copy.
I don't know.
The computer shows are going to be in trouble because that's where all that pirated software
is that where you think? You don't
have you ever gone to like one of those computer shows where it's just like laying out everywhere and it's like OEM copies?
It's still like back in the old school days. It's still like in plastic baggies, like on a piece of corkboard.
Yeah. And then you look at every single serial number and they all match each other and you're like, wait, aren't they supposed to have unique serial numbers?
No, it's an enterprise license. Honest.
Yeah.
That's what I
they
was
tell
told.
you. That's what they tell you.
All right.
Now, it's almost here, the biggest gaming event of the year. We're talking about E3, and it starts on Monday, May 16th. G4 is bringing together all of its big guns to kick off extensive E3 coverage. And in addition, we'll be coming directly to you from the showroom floor with 4 days of 2-hour live E3 specials.
It's a lot of television.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of television. For more information on E3 itself, go to e3insider.com. That's the event's official site. And really, the only way you could get closer to the action is if you scored a gig as a booth mascot.
Are we giving that out?
No, and they're not ready for it, to be honest. Sorry. Up next, Sarah's damn good website is all about the Benjamin.
Nice. We'll see what happens when we take you on a powerful little tool like BitTorrent and combine it with the syndication prowess of RSS. The results will shock and amaze you.
They will, Kevin.
They will.
The Feed is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. Navy, accelerate your life.
Now, Kev, BitTorrent is huge.
Big, popular. The kids love it.
Ginormous, even.
I would say that.
Yes. People are using it to download applications, music, TV shows, you name it.
Everything.
They're pretty much going out and downloading it. Now, you know RSS, real simple syndication. It's basically blogs use it, podcasters use it when they're releasing a new podcast. They kind of wrap it around RSS so that the readers will know to go out and download it and bring it right into
It's like the new front page extension. You're not cool unless you're using it.
Kinda, yeah. It's like, I hated front page extensions.
So did I.
Okay,
it out there.
so basically what it does is it's allowing all these people using BitTorrent to automatically download content that they feel that they're interested in.
Okay.
And so now picture that, combine the two now, figure you combine P2P, kind of like with the TiVo, you can get rid of your cable TV altogether, and you could download your shows all over the internet.
You know, I have to be honest. After cruising like TV torrents, I really thought, why do I have cable?
Because there's just so many.
It's all there, and
shows
it's all in
out
HD, and it's all. Sometimes you can even get it earlier because you're pulling it off an East
Coast.
feed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck?
I know, I do that too. So, if it was legal, now there's a couple. There's a couple. Well, we don't know if it's legal or illegal. We should probably address that.
No, let's get there later.
Okay,
let's talk about how cool this is first.
This is how it works. So here's our favorite program. We still haven't decided how we're going to call this. Azorius?
It's Azarius.
Azarius. Okay.
Azarius, just because it's the one that you have a harder time saying.
That's right. Azarius. Okay, so it's Azarius, and it's a open source application that allows you to download torrent files. But not only that, it allows you to put plugins in. And we've added a plugin called the RSS importer.
Nice.
So we're going to enable that plugin, and then we're going to put in an RSS channel that we want to kind of crawl. So here's the XML file of the RSS channel.
Backend XML, right?
Yeah, so that file right there actually has all the feeds of all these different television shows that are being shared right now. They're all wrapped around the torrent files. They put RSS enclosures around the torrent files. So then in the line below it, we're going to actually filter the channel entries. So we're going to say we're interested in...
Diane just perked up. She was like, what? Sorry.
2024, Attack of the Show, Lost, The Daily Show. We put in all of our favorites right there.
Okay.
So
you're just putting in keywords, and now the importer plugin is going to look at that RSS feed and say, oh, Attack of the Show, well, that's what this one's called.
You're good. That's exactly how it works. So we go into My Torrents, and you can see here, acting just like a TiVo, it has gone out, read that feed, selected the torrent files, and automatically started downloading my favorite programs without even ever having to have any cable hooked up.
And unlike a TiVo, you can grab like 4 to 6 programs at the same time if you want.
Which is awesome.
That's a great feature, man.
I know, it's great. So anyway, this is the free way to do it. If you're still confused and you really don't know what we're talking about, there's one other application we wanted to show you because, I mean, for the noobs, that is a little hardcore.
True.
They don't quite understand how this all works yet.
Okay.
This program right here, Vidiora, is a very easy front end to BitTorrent. So basically, it is shareware. You do have to pay for it.
Okay.
So basically, you go in here. It already has pre-selected all of the different feeds that are out there. It goes in,
nice.
Here's
okay.
like Hack TV, TV Torrents, Pound TV Torrents, Legal
Pure
Torrents.
Pwnage? Oh, man. How did they become a default?
I don't know. But there's all these different defaults in here that you can search from. You can go ahead and put in your different filters. You can see we've added 24, so you just basically like type in the shows that you're looking for. 24, The Daily Show, Lost. And then you have like season passes, like they call it season tickets, actually. So here's the different shows that I'm subscribing to.
Now, it's important to point out that Vidiora is just a front end, as in it's like the middleman. You tell it what you want, and then it talks to the BitTorrent client.
If you're confused about how to go out and find these feeds for yourself and put them into Azarius, is that what we decided to call it? Azarius. I'm still not going to get that right. Then this is the way you want to go, because it's already pre-done for you.
Now, you know, we mentioned kind of half-jokingly at the beginning, like this, well, it's totally legal, or wait, we're not quite sure. I mean, what's the deal with this? It's kind of a gray area, because you can tape your shows with a VCR and share with friends, and that's legal, right?
Right, exactly. So no one's really been prosecuted for this yet. For movies, of course, yes. But for television shows, we haven't really heard of anybody going down for this.
Right.
So right now, have fun. I mean, I'm down.
Yeah, this could be the calm before the storm, but get wet when the storm comes.
That's right.
Go for it right now.
Exactly.
Go play in the puddles.
You can find out more information about Vidura and accelerator. I still don't know how to say it. Our show notes at g4tv.com/AOTS.
All right, very nice. Now, the internet is full of crap, but lucky for you, Sarah's damn good website is, like, totally the opposite of crap.
So recently, my mom decided she needed a new cell phone. And she wanted a new service, she wanted a new everything. So the next damn good website has become very handy because, of course, she comes to me and says, figure out a plan and a phone because I don't know what I'm doing. Right? It's called myrateplan.com. It's great as far as knowing what kind of providers, what kind of services, what kind of packages, what kind of phones.
Oh,
all right.
very nice.
So I'm here on the homepage and it'll say, all right, well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with a phone? Is it the phone that you're most interested in narrowing down on? Or do you want to start with a carrier or whatever? So I've just said, let's start with a phone.
Okay.
Because phones are very important.
Sure.
You want to like the phone that you're holding and using. So at this point, it takes you to a page. I put in my zip code here, so because it wants to know where my area is. And at this point, I've got all these phones over on the right-hand side and a bunch of variables on the left-hand side. Like, for example, what's the maximum price you'd like to pay?
Ooh,
right
put
now
the slider towards the left, please.
Yeah, it's set at $700. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I mean, maybe 100, right?
Okay.
Like, we'll say 102. As you can see, some of the phones have disappeared on the right-hand side. It's going, okay, well, some of these phones aren't going to work for you then because they were going to be more than $100.
The really cool phones are now disappearing.
The really cool phones are now disappearing. Well, not crap, just not the fanciest schmanciest for whatever reason.
Okay.
But, you know, as we've learned with the Razor, sometimes things are overpriced and they don't need to be.
This is
okay,
true.
and at this point, you go to carriers and brands. You know, for example, let's say you had a really bad experience with a Motorola phone. Just say, no, I don't want Motorola phones. Take those out.
Gone.
Never getting one of those again. And then down, it gets a little bit more specific, like, hey, do you need Bluetooth? Right now it's saying, it's set on I don't need it, but what if I do? So
there goes the entire field. Yeah.
There goes the entire field. But at this point, it's like I think the problem most people have is that there are just too many phones.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
so now I have what? 10 phones here to choose from rather than 100?
Unfortunately, one of them was the N-Gage, and if your mother bought one of those, then she would want to kill you for giving her this website as advice. But other than that...
She's not going to get an N-Gage.
Okay, good.
So let's say we've got 10 phones left. I've put in my parameters. I'm really happy, and I'll just click on one of them, and at this point, that specific phone comes up at the top. This particular one doesn't have any description available. Usually they do in this area. And then if I want to go to purchase, it'll take me now to where I can find out more about the specific plan. You know, there are anytime minutes. We have roaming fees. What's going on here? And I can buy it straight off the website.
Now, is this like an independent third party's website, or is this something that like a guy from Sprint is running out of his home and getting some kickbacks
No, it's an independent. It's a third party website, and it's great because, as most people know, well, not everybody knows, but if you go into like a singular store, you're just never going to get the best prices.
That's right.
It's like, you know, shopping for jeans at Blue Flag rather than going into Diesel.
That just, whew, I'm like, Army surplus store.
The three girls watching the show are going to be like, I hear you, sister. Okay, get the link for My Rate Plan at g4tv.com/the Sarah Lane Files. It's like a Sarah encyclopedia, but way more fun.
All right.
You know, encyclopedia. Yeah, it's a Sarahpedia. Now, when the show comes back, we'll take your calls unless you really, really like hold music. I mean,
we got some good stuff.
Up to you.
Yeah, MIDI tones. And if you're a heavy sleeper or just borderline narcoleptic, we've got some gadgets to help wake your ass up.
Wake your ass up. Woo!
Tomorrow, those embarrassing videotapes you thought ended up in the trash probably ended up at the Found Footage Film Festival. And we'll have a look inside. Plus, you ever feel like Kevin Rose is watching you? Well, he is. But we're going to show you how to hide spy cams in everyday objects, too. And finally, live in our studio, the schoolgirls take their protein pills and put their helmets on for a glam rock extravaganza.
You know, Kevin.
Yes,
when
sir.
you live kind of a hard rock and roll lifestyle like I do, you never get enough sleep. It's really hard to wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated, feeling renewed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, without a shot of vodka.
Right. Well, we do that anyway.
It numbs the pain.
But that's a whole nother story. Okay, so there's a few products hoping will help us become better sleepers and better wakers.
Oh,
Most
great.
importantly, better wakers so we can get to work on time. First one is a great little product. It's from American Innovative. It's called the Never Late 7-Day Alarm Clock. And, you know, it's really simple. There's just a little knob, and you set different alarms for every day of the week.
Whoa.
Sunday through Saturday. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's $35, so it's a steal.
So when you wake wake up to an annoying noise, you can be like, now you'll know what day it is. Because you're like, oh, I hate that buzz. That means it's Wednesday.
I actually think that they're all kind of the same noise. It's just the different times.
Oh, different times.
Because, you know, if you work from home or you got a busy schedule and you wake up at a lot of different times, I wake up at different times depending on what day of the week it is. Do I want to go to the gym, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
So anyway, it's
So now you can forget to set your alarm clock 7 different ways.
Right.
That's awesome.
It's good.
Well, I'm convinced.
I'm trying to help
it's
you.
Brilliant.
We're sick of you being late to work. You're really slipping. Okay, next one. This one's from Japan. We don't even have it in. We've got some shots of it though. It's called the Dream Sleep, and this guy is it's about $200, and it uses voice recording and lights and music and even smell to influence what you dream about and hopefully have a better night's sleep. Because sometimes I don't have good dreams, and I wake up and I'm bummed, and I feel like got put through the ringer.
Right.
All I
what
wanted
the heck
to do
was that?
sleep.
I just wanted to chill out.
Yeah, and I had nightmares. The monsters were chasing me again. It was awful. So
man.
that's kind of cool. I don't know. What kind of things would you like to smell if you wanted to sleep better?
That's the thing. I don't know. Like, that's...
We're still waiting to get that
creepy.
one in. It's
and
only in Japan right now.
I've heard that waking up to flashes of light is apparently much healthier and much better and much more soothing than waking up to, like, an annoying beep. So
Flashes of light?
Yeah, well, well, that's what I think
up.
it does. I think that's what it does, is it flashes light in the room so you kind of wake up. It was in some hippie book. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
What are you gonna do?
Who isn't?
I don't
Who isn't a hippie these days? There's a third one. Okay, this is the strangest, so just try to stay with me here.
All right.
It's called the Sleep Tracker Watch. And there are internal sensors on the watch that track how your body moves while you sleep.
All
okay,
right.
so here it is.
I'm
about to go to bed. I put the watch on. It's kind of big,
All right.
especially for a little person, but here we go. I wear the watch while I sleep. I set it right before I go to sleep saying, okay, start now. And it will track how I move during the sleep. So then, but before I go to sleep, I will set a range. Like, I want to wake up between 8 and 8:30 a.m., right?
Okay.
Now, based on how I move, in that time, when I start moving, the watch will, vibrate and make a little sound and wake me up at the most opportune moment when I'm already sort of coming out of sleep anyway, so I'm not jarred into the world.
Or when you're in the middle of running away from the monsters and then you
or
get
when I'm in the middle of running away from the
you can't
monsters.
fight it all night.
Now, I haven't personally tried it, but someone in our lab has and says that sounds weird, but it really works.
Really?
He woke up very pleasantly each time that he wore it.
Wow.
So all you have to do is, set it once, let it know that you're going to sleep, and wear it at night. If you can get over
I like
that,
that you give it a window
it's
of time.
fun.
It's like wake me at like 7-ish.
Yeah,
I like that. That's
it's
cool.
$150. So
Ooh, not so cool anymore.
It's not quite a steal, but if you're one of those people who really need to wake up the right way, give it a try, right?
Thumbtacks around the border of the bed. You move too much, you're awake. Done. Save yourself a boatload of money.
Oh, Kevin, if
Sorry.
you need a good alarm clock to wake your ass up, now you have a few ideas. You can get the links for all these bad boys in our show notes.
All right, but now it's time for some phone calls. Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah. I must. There are people on the line. They have questions. They have concerns.
That's right.
Kevin, who do we have lined up?
Steven is on the phone right now.
Okay, Steven.
Yes.
From Palmdale, California. That's Steven. You, buddy.
Yes. Yep.
There we go.
How's
See, I
it going,
felt
Steven?
Hey, how you doing?
How's your day?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
That's good.
Yep. So, I'm a longtime fan. I've been watching the show quite a bit. I work a night job, so, I got to say, I don't go out in the sunlight. Instead, I watch your show.
Good. Sun's
Anyway.
bad for you.
Yeah. Skin cancer, all that stuff.
CRT suntan. That's all you need.
Boom. It works,
Right.
too.
It does.
LCDs will do it, too. Turn up the brightness contrast.
Refresh rate. Get it in there. Yeah. Got a question for us, Steve?
Yeah, basically, I want to know if you guys feel that with Xbox Live becoming so popular, if you think it's going to destroy arcades.
Oh.
Ah.
I mean, Electronic Game Monthly and GamePro Magazine both state that they think in 4 to 6 years, arcades are going to be completely gone.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that necessarily, but I don't think it's Xbox Live's fault.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what's killing it. I think the appeal of the arcade at first, the social aspect was cool.
Right.
But Xbox Live doesn't replace that being next to you kind of feeling, like even with LAN parties.
You get the headset, you can talk to people now.
No, you can listen to people like 12-year-olds curse over and over and over again. That's what you can do. It's not a quality
I always turn
experience.
that off. Whenever I'm playing Counter-Strike, it's like turn off the
Yeah,
audio.
there you go. Like, see you later. No, the reason the arcades were cool is because the hardware was so much more powerful. And it was
Right.
this visceral experience. experience. You couldn't get it at home, but now
Right, well, I mean, there's
consoles are just as powerful.
There's games like that, though. I mean, you still can't get the DDR, like, full-blown setup like that.
And
you think, like, games that where you have to participate a little bit more?
And that's the thing. I think you're starting to see more VR games.
Right.
There's games that harness you up and you're flipping around and flying around. There's VR experiences for groups of people.
So that's the future
I
of
think that's the
arcades.
future, yeah, because why do you want to go and pay a quarter each time to get your ass handed to you in Tekken when you could just do it at home?
Right, and it's a lot more than a quarter now.
Exactly. It's like $1.50 a game.
And you waste the money, and
There you go.
Unless it's like at a bowling alley or something like that where you're waiting around for something and there's nothing else better to do.
Right. I think arcades will exist. Someone will figure out how to make the arcade experience good again. I hope. I truly do. But as of right now, it's just home console games. That's all it is right now.
Yeah.
With nice joysticks.
I agree.
There you go. James is on the phone now from, go ahead and say that one, Kevin.
Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah, Fredericksburg.
Well
Boom!
done. That was good.
Got
Hey,
that
that was good.
It was
Azarius.
weird. Yeah, it was weird because it was like wrapping around. In
Yeah,
the
it was.
prompt.
Like,
It was really
anyway,
funky. Yeah.
you juked us. You got a question for us?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to find out what you guys think about the RIAA going after everyone.
Oh. Kevin's a huge fan. He's got the bumper sticker on his car.
Yeah, I'm a pro RIA. No, I don't know. For me, it's always been like I used to download illegal music all the time because there was no other solution out there.
Right.
And now that iTunes is out there and I can preview the songs and I want quality music, you know what I mean? I don't want like different bitrate levels.
For me, I'm still one of those guys that's angry about music downloads. Because I'm paying the same price at the end of the day for the CD that I could get in the store that is better quality, that comes with packaging and album art.
See, I don't want
and
the
liner
packaging.
notes.
I hate all that
No,
crap
that's the thing.
sitting around the
I don't
house.
care about it either. But if you're saving money by not giving it to me and by not shipping it to a store, I should save money on my music download.
I don't know. Dude, instant gratification
Sorry.
of clicking. You just moved the entire home base.
I know, but
You're pretty strong.
I get
Holy
fired up
crap,
about the
you've been
RIAA.
lifted.
Don't touch me like that again.
I don't know.
We had this discussion, and we'll have it
you're
again.
Getting buff.
I will home row you.
You're getting
I will.
buff. Take the keyboard down. I'm still bigger.
All right.
Now.
Come on, you made it this far. Leaving now would be so anticlimactic. Besides, we're checking in with the IRC chat room.
That's right.
And that always makes you smile.
You're on roids, huh?
Zori.
Spotlight technology is
Like
awesome.
dinosaur.
Find any files you want real quick.
I like the brown dog. He's a little red collar, and he helps me find files and pictures.
I hate that
so
stupid
cute.
brown dog.
What?
Dude, he's wasting CPU cycles sitting there.
He's not.
Because
All
he
right.
moves, he's animated.
Can we end the show?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
with you, Mike?
let's do it.
Let's do it. It's the end of the show. Done.
Put me out of my misery.
Done and done.
Thanks to our guests, Steve Knopper and Diane Mazzotta, so much for being with us today.
Woo!
Tune in tomorrow for part 2, the episode where Brennan goes to Hawaii and finds that cursed tiki idol.
Oh. Is that tomorrow?
Is that tomorrow?
I don't.
Maybe it isn't.
Wardrobe for Attack of the Show provided by Jinx.
Tune in, geek out, game on.